comes down to Parasite, it's all about his attitude and what he brings to the team. Now it's finally on a roster where his other three teammates respect him, and they respect the leadership that he brings to the table, and that's why you're seeing a lot of success coming out of Ghost Gaming.
Most definitely are. In terms of their tournament as a whole, you have to look at closing out hardpoints as their biggest issue.
Couldn't against Mindfreak.
Yeah, a couple of 100-point comebacks, that's for sure. But in terms of CTF, it has been absolutely flawless. So I think that game number 3 is going to be a fascinating one between Ghost and Team EnVy. But now Ardennes Forest, map number 1 between these two juggernauts. And speaking of Parasite, we're going to get on board with him as Lacefield actually gets himself a triple with the nade. Parasite with just one engagement to win to try and lock down some of this hill time for Ghost Gaming. He should be good. 20 seconds. Are EnVy going to try and rotate here? They have a couple of players already set up.
Yeah, and Parasite, he gets 2 juggles on the hill, so even though he's only on a 1 kill spree, he's got 400 points towards that glide bomb, so already early on, working towards those streaks. But just like you were pointing out, it's all about the rotation now as we head over towards ruins.
Quick note, of course, it is relatively early here on Saturday. Lacefield only 2 streaks selected. Doesn't have the fighter pilot. He's definitely going to want to make sure he adds that on going into game number 2.
And look, Lacefield is such an explosive player that we can't count out the fact that he could have these good sequences and get streaked out, and not having that fighter pilot, especially on a map like Ardennes Forest, could be consequential. But we'll look ahead as he starts to progress towards this game. If he does wind up going on the streak, it's certainly going to be something that we criticize him for.
It was Parasite who was close to streaks first and foremost for Ghost Gaming. Not going to get any of his hoop, just turns and burns on GodRx. No, Ghost Gaming, as it stands, doing well just to contest this ruins time. Haven't been able to force the spawns though for the third hill, which of course is going to be bunker. As Parasite is able to find the pick there onto GodRx, looking for a trade, not going to come through. EnVy doing a good job here, just eradicating that small Ghost lead.
Yeah, and this scrap time may very well go in their way. Now Ghost Gaming, they have a decision to make. Do they want to push for the scrap time and then wrap around Bell, playing for the back bunker side spawns, or do they want to try to fight the hard point head on? One thing's for sure is I'm expecting this Ghost Gaming lineup to bring out smoke grenades to try to break onto this hill.
One problem is, realistically, that rotation came in about 15 seconds. A little late there considering just how deep they were spawning, but is it going to matter? That's the question. Well, Decimate now with a tier 1 and tier 2 streak looking to find that fighter pilot. Is he going to be able to get it? One player coming along the flank, tries to pre-fire for the pick, and ultimately may fall from the side, does so. Ghost Gaming still trying to fight. It's basically 1v1 on the hill, and it's Parasite that wins the fight, but in comes Team EnVyUs from the front.
Yeah, Parasite has no help. The rest of his teammates, they were spawning out over towards the Bell side of the map, and you can see that's still where the spawns are coming in for Ghost Gaming, so this is going to allow EnVy to fight right through the front side of the hardpoint, but still, the kill's going in favor of Ghost Gaming. Of course, just to reiterate, Decimate has a glide bomb, has an artillery barrage to work with, such impactful streaks on Ardennes Forest. We'll see when they come into play.
Ghost now with control of the spawns. The final 20 seconds of bunker. Theoretically, if they win their gunfights, should be good. Might just well give them a cushion, but again, the story for Ghost Gaming has been pulling away in hardpoints, getting big leads, getting streaks, but not being able to close out the maps. And that's something that Team EnVyUs, this tournament at least, will make you pay for. Free fire from Lacefield connects with the pick onto Classic, and now he's working towards some streaks of his own. But again, to reiterate, has not selected the fighter pilot, so only 2 streaks for him.
Yeah, that would suck if he winds up getting streaked out here. No fighter pilot to use in a gunfight against Chino. Does tag him up a little bit, but might decide to back down here. We're over towards the eastern hardpoint now. Swaps over to the top. Nice shots there to take out Decimate while his teammates are starting to progress up on the map. You see the flank coming in from GodRx, but the spawns still coming in the backside for EnVy. These might be free kills for GodRx, but there's a player right behind him, but somehow manages to find the kill there on the Classic. Can he get the second? No, he cannot. But just being a nuisance, a thorn in the side of EnVy, but because he's active over towards the bridge side of the map, it blocks off those spawn points, so it allows EnVy now to spawn out over towards back bunker, which gives them more area to fight for.
Yeah, nice little series of events there for GodRx. As you said, influencing the spawns somewhat, but Chino's made his way over towards cabin wall. He's found Panda, no one on the hill as it stands, and you know, when we've casted a couple of Ardennes Forest throughout the year, Revan, it occasionally has gone down to time, and you know, you have to look at that the overall game clock, 3.5 minutes. Time is definitely ticking, and considering Ghost Gaming 76 points, Team EnVy, what, 62 as we go into our second rotation. Relatively low scoring for now. We'll see if that will change in the second rotation. As EnVy with the early time here on Cave.
And as that eastern hardpoint expires and Cave pops up, the main objective for both of these teams is trying to acquire cavern control. We've seen how impactful locking down that cavern wall can be, just, you know, locking down the field and putting pressure onto the backside spawns. And we were wondering when Decimate was going to use these streaks. Here's the artillery barrage getting called in. That's because Ghost Gaming has control of the cabin side map, so he uses the artillery barrage to try to zone him away from the hardpoint, but it doesn't work out.
If you're going to put the artillery barrage down covering the front of the hill, it seems a little unnecessary to even peek there. You could just simply just hold back, pick up the free time, and as soon as you get the hit markers, you know someone is pushing. Maybe a little over-aggressive there. And Ghost, because of that, they do have that hill time, so essentially a bit of a wasted streak.
And also because he uses the artillery barrage first, now Ghost Gaming know that there's a glide bomb in place, so they can prepare for that for future hardpoints, you know, not clump up and try to deny, multi-kills coming in from that score streak. But here you go, 5 seconds remaining on Cave. The rotation is well on over towards Ruins. And once again, it's Envy with early control. Hook picking up that kill on a Parasite should secure them at least the initial time here.
And just a glance quickly at the stats, we haven't really talked about him too much. Lacefield, 17-9, a great start for him. Hook not too far away, it's 16-14. Hook currently as well on a 3 spree. Got RX a 3 spree for Ghost Gaming. We'll see if Hook is able to get a little closer towards some of these streaks. And as it stands, no one actually on the Ruins Hill as Hook peeks mid-map, finds one, not gonna find the second. Lace was able to shut him down, and finally, EnVyUs, they backtrack, they get onto the hill, and now all of a sudden there's a little bit of a pinch coming through. It's actually going to be Hook off spawn that is a very, very impactful player here, and you realize that because Parasite has to drop all the way back bunker. This is a big win for Hook, and that now is going to dictate the spawns going into bunker.
Yeah, very impactful kill indeed. Just like you were saying, now that puts Envy in a prime position to lock down the upcoming money hill over towards bunker, and they got Hook, the nuke, set up, waiting for these Ghost Gaming players to line up as they're trying to break him through front. Here comes Classic through the fire alley. That's going to draw the attention from Ghost Gaming away from the front side. And here comes Hook. He finds 3. Should get the initial time here as well, but the spawn, he spawns out from the back. Is Hook going to expect this? But he wins it anyway! Hook wins the fight on a 6-3. Can't get the initial time. That's a huge kill for Panda. And here comes the glide bomb.
And Decimate is going to invest the glide, like you say. 3 players fall, but it doesn't matter. Goes still with the spawn despite Hook's best efforts. Classic contesting from the front. Cheeky spot here, waiting for his teammates, of course, to try and collapse in, and that's what Chino's doing around the outside. He's found Parasite. Chino's found RX. Hook now pushing through, finds Panda. Lacefield falls. Envy breakthrough bunker with ease. A wonderful series of events there for the boys in blue.
All year long, it's in Hook being able to open things up for these Envy lineup. He goes on a massive spree, and now that's going to bring Envy allowing themselves to build a bit of a lead here. 25 seconds remaining on bunker. This is a good situation for Envy to be in. Unfortunately, Hook wasn't able to earn full streaks on that previous spree he went on, but he's just shooting straight beams right now.
Look at him play. 26-17. Fantastic individual effort. Now all of a sudden Ghost find themselves trailing pretty heavily, 160 to 109, and Classic is dangerously close to getting some of these streaks, and you would love to see him get them just to try and secure this map for Team EnVyUs.
I bring this up all the time. All it takes is one sequence from these players, from going massively negative, one good spree, you get fully streaked out, and then it doesn't matter what happened in the early game. Unfortunately, Classic, that's just unfortunate timing, but it's just if he's able to earn those streaks, EnVy are able to snowball the game massively in their favor. Hook falls, that relinquishes control of the cabin side of the map over to Ghost Gaming, as now they're set up inside the eastern hardpoint, and they're actually getting some decent time here.
And this is big time for Ghost Gaming. It's chipping away at the Team EnVy lead, whilst also keeping control of that cabin wall. It's going to be so important as we rotate over towards that third rotation of hills. Panda doesn't want to give up cabin wall. Not going to spot anything just yet. Meanwhile, back on the hill, it's got RX that jumps in. He finds Chino. Can he find the second? Team kill comes through. Lacefield trying to support God RX there. Ultimately catches him with a nade.
And Classic replaces his teammate inside the hard point with 10 seconds remaining. Take a look at number 6. It's Chino coming on the big flank. You see Ghost Gaming, they have all their attention turned over towards the back ice side of the map, over towards the old hard point. Chino has a window of opportunity here, but he's also might get shut down from inside bunker. So he got RX, yes, he might be able to see him, but Chino, he's inside the hardpoint contested for the time being. Now Ghost Gaming know that there's a player behind enemy lines, and now Chino's the one being annoying on the map. He finds 2, and that's going to allow the rest of these Envy players to push on forward and actually fight inside the hardpoint.
And Chino did a very good distraction, if nothing else, buying his teammates a little bit of time to be able to do just this. Hook now on the contested. Classic's going to try and flank a free kill there. You would have expected Parasite to clean that up a little quicker. Hook inside the hill. Is he going to be challenged? Hardpoint is currently contested. EnVy 182 to the 135 here of Ghost Gaming. They do retake control. However, Decimate still lingering around. He falls, and now all of a sudden one player inside bunker is going to be GodRx. Expect maybe him to push through here, find the pick, which he does. Now it's all about that rotation. With about 20 seconds of scrap time, Robin, this is going to be a very, very close end.
And that's a great series of events there from Ghost Gaming. They recognize that the spawn flip, immediately turn their attention towards back bunker, get the clean wipe of kills on the EnVyUs lineup, and now once again, their attention is turned over towards the Ruins rotation, and this is the 3rd time in a row where EnVy win this rotation. They have the initial time. It's been a rough hard point all game long for Ghost Gaming, but they've done a great job. It's only a 20-point deficit that they currently face. They're still well within this game.
This is going to be a very important break here. GodRx leads the charge. There's 1, there's 2, there's a glide bomb. GodRx with 3. He spots the 4th as well. Classic could be in trouble. And GodRx doesn't waste any time whatsoever. The artillery barrage is going to be in that. No, he didn't even use it. Now he's going to use it. Can they control the spawn zone? That's going to be the key. Hopefully a team kill comes through, but Chino's going to drop anyway. That may not even matter. It's all about controlling these spawns. Ghost Gaming about to take the lead. GodRx lighting it up on the main stage. Currently a 9 spree. Talk about taking over the game.
It was Lacefield early on for Ghost Gaming, but coming alive towards the tail end of this game. It's got Rex. Those full streaks definitely going to help out Ghost Gaming. With 15 seconds remaining, here comes the glide bomb. Maybe a little bit too early, but he's able to pick up 2, and at least it denies time from Envy while Ghost Gaming win the rotation over towards Bunker.
Parasite's in a great position here just to clean up a couple players off rotation. Honestly, he could grab the plus 100 before he runs out, which he is going to get. That's going to put him even closer to overlapping those streaks. Meanwhile, GodRx mid-map, he's going to fall. Ghost Gaming have to hold Bunker here. They can put this game out of touch. Parasite's going to invest a glide bomb as well, just to give Ghost a little bit of cushion, and again, put him even closer to re-earning that tier 1 streak.
Just 150 points away from getting another glide bomb. He will find Hook. Could also position himself inside the hard point, get the score multiplier for each kill, but now Ghost Gaming, they're building a little bit of a lead, but Envy, they're still not out of it just yet. Fighting right through the front side of the hard point. They're contesting for the time being. Just 50 more points for Parasite. Does find Classic, but he doesn't get the kill. Classic, that's a huge kill for him to make. Still inside the hard point is Ghost Gaming though, and Lacefield racking up the time.
And that's what matters. Ghost still with the spawns. It's so easy to turn Bunker into a money hill when you have that back spawn. Panda pushing mid-map. Team EnVyUs forced to scramble away over towards Cabin Alley. Lacefield wants to pinch. He's managed to find one. He will fall. It was Hook with the double, but damage has been done here by Ghost Gaming. But again, this has been the problem for Ghost. It's plagued them all event long. They give themselves cushions, they give themselves leads, but not able to close out hard.
And on the flip side, this has been the problem for Envy all year long. Normally, it's just one player going off, and then once that player starts to slow down, there's nobody here to pick up the slack. Hook was massively positive earlier on in the game. Goes on a, what was it, like a 9-3? Like, you saw him inside Bunker, but he's not bringing that same performance here. And here comes the fighter pilot. Doesn't find much, but information gathered here for Ghost.
I don't know whether information is all too useful at this point in the game. When you head over towards an East Road hill, you expect a back bridge spawn to potentially be coming through from Team EnVyUs in that situation. And now Envy on East Road just have to make sure that they can at least send it one more rotation, send it to one more hill. Chino watching the cross, but I don't know
Chino
how long
can win the game here for Envy. If he winds up acquiring these streaks late in the game, this could absolutely be the dagger here.
Oh, no.
And something that could propel Envy to this victory. Also keeping your eye on the play clock. Just 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining.
Is it gonna happen again? The curse of Ghost Gaming is Decimate. Gets himself a double mid-map. Chino so close to streaks. This is it for Team EnVyUs. They need Chino to get a little bit extra
utility. Have him get the initial time. There you go. Back on up. Just 3 more seconds. You'll at least have a glide bomb to use, and I think you might want to decide to call it in right away. A 13-second cushion in. Or actually 12 seconds. Yeah, here's the glide bomb. Calls it in, and boom. You see all the Ghost Gaming members stacked up. He's going to land it inside the cabin. Roof here will find 1 kill on the Parasite. Can he earn any more streaks?
The key for Team EnVy on this comeback. Can Ghost Gaming stay composed? Again, it's been their problem all event. It's plagued them. EnVy's on the comeback. The kill for potential streaks. Chino tagged up from the side though. This is a big engagement for Ghost Gaming. If they can kill Chino, maybe they can just secure this map when Chino peeks. Lacefield is gonna find the pick. Ghost Gaming flips straight through the front door. Classic is gonna drop, but the nade comes through from Classic before he falls.
But this is fine for Ghost. This is fine for Ghost. This is running time off the clock, but they put themselves back inside the hardpoint. Just 4 more seconds to close out game 1. And I think this is it. Ghost Gaming have done it.
Finally, Ghost Gaming secure a hardpoint win where they had the lead, and I think that's summed up pretty well by Lacefield getting to his feet. Parasite leaves the seat completely, says, good job, boys, and that's what you want to see from the veteran Parasite. Praise all round for his teammates. He recognized it was deja vu-like situation for Ghost Gaming. The lead, the comfort, the streaks, yet all of a sudden their opposition chip away, come back, and you have to think the key gunfight throughout all of that. Lacefield shutting down Chino for tier 2, tier 3 streaks.
Not only that, for me, the real turning point of the game is GodRx on that Ruins hardpoint. When he winds up getting streaked out, that's really where Ghost Gaming start to come alive towards the tail end of that game. And keep in mind, all game long, leading to that hill, Ghost Gaming struggled on rotation, on breaking into Ruins all game long. Then once GodRx starts to heat up, they break on in, they get a good chunk of time, full streaks. That's where Ghost Gaming bury Envy.
Takes him a 9-kill streak, though, that's for sure. But as you mentioned, gets those streaks, and ultimately a good moment there for Ghost Gaming when you look at their tournament as a whole, kind of getting that curse, if you will, off their back. They now going to feel a lot more confident heading into future hardpoints, that's for sure. But this is what worries me about this series. And I said it to you before we came live. I said, I feel like Ghost is going to take this for one very simple reason. Their search and destroy has been pretty good. Their CTF has been absolutely flawless. I believe they haven't lost one. It includes a win over Red Reserve on London Ducks as well throughout that spree. So in terms of CTF, they look very, very good indeed. It was just, can they close out their hardpoints? They've done that. Yes, we saw Envy reverse sweep phase yesterday, so they're no stranger to going 2-0 down. but this is now going to be a very, very tough job for Team EnVyUs.
I mean, look, for me, EnVyUs just a scrappy team. They play everybody pretty close, you know, towards the tail end of these games. It's just when it comes down to closing these games out and actually securing the victory. But just like you pointed out, they're also very resilient. Yesterday against FaZe, in the first day of the game here in bracket play, they reverse swept FaZe. Going down 0-2, they had the mental fortitude to stay within their game, and it all came off the back of their own CTF game. They're only one game behind Ghost. They have a 3-1 record, so when we do get to that map 3, it's sure going to be a fun one to watch.
Hopefully, Lacefield going into map 2 will put on that tier 3 streak, that fighter pilot. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you do get streaks and you don't get fully streaked out.
He almost did a few times during that game.
He was very close. He was top fragging for the team for quite a while. As a quick glance at the series, what we expect, of course, the 250-223, that was what we just saw in Ardennes Forest hardpoint. Up next, a London Docks search, and then that Ardennes Forest capture the flag. Ghost Gaming looking good here at day 4 of the Call of Duty World Championships 2018. But can they put their spot into the winners bracket semi-final? A team completely out of left field, if you will. I don't think many have them advancing this far, at least.
Well, look, even though they're a team that we hold to the Pro League standard, maybe they don't get, you know, that Pro League practice that we see teams like EnVy do. So when EnVy coming into the series, you know, the prep work that they are trying to do, there's not a whole lot of information from Ghost Gaming out there. Sure, you could look back at maybe past events, but still, game evolves over time, right? They change up their strats, and even when it comes down to search and destroy, and especially the Vito's trying to prepare, you know, what maps you exactly want to play, they might not know what the strong maps for Ghost Gaming are, whereas for Ghost Gaming, they can look at the entire Pro League for EnVy and see kind of their tendencies on what maps they like to play and prepare accordingly.
A lot easier to research when there's a ton more information on the other team, right? The Vito process ensured that a player like Parasite traditionally goes into all those minute details in every series he's ever played. You expect him to try and give his squad the edge as much as possible, but as it stands, it is Ghost Gaming draw first blood in the series. Good composure from them to close out that Ardennes Forest hardpoint. Again, it's been a problem for them all event long. Now we head over to a search and destroy, where you look at the caliber of players on Ghost Gaming for search specifically, and it is a very, very good roster for that game mode.
Yeah, you know, Parasite's going to command the troops to the best of his ability, right? Putting them on the map where they could do the most damage. And look, the players on Ghost Gaming, coming into the year, we already touched a little bit about Parasite, but the same could be said about all these players on this lab. Overlooked, you know, underestimated, and they have a lot to prove coming into this tournament. I think they've already turned some heads so far, but their job is not done just yet. Currently up 1-0 over EnVy. If they win here, they guarantee themselves, what, top 6?
Yeah, and it's funny when you think about how the year started for Ghost Gaming. You may have forgotten, but they were the #1 seed going into the first event of the year. Since then, it's been very, very scrappy. They've been really not getting the highest placements that you would have thought an organization like Ghost Gaming should be getting. I mentioned, obviously, 5th place in Seattle, but it simply hasn't been their year. It'd be ridiculous to think maybe they walk away as world champions. Everything can be forgotten. And what a way to finish a year for the organization.
Oh yeah, of course, and it was a completely different roster that they had at the beginning of the year, right? And I remember we were having our first sit down with them. We were talking, and they were all, you know, talking about the team house and how many strats they had prepared. And then, well, they fell completely flat. But then Ghost Gaming found this lineup, found this roster, and got Rex and Pander. They're the backbone of this lineup. These guys have been the duo since the start of the year. Even though they've jumped from team to team, from roster to roster, from organization to organization, they stayed true together, the duo here. And you can see how well they work together off the backs of one another.
The chemistry is definitely there. You can tell, as you mentioned, a duo that's been playing for a very long time. And then, of course, you get the experience of Parasite. You could argue that's just what that team needs, someone that they can listen to. We've obviously talked at great length about Parasite throughout his career and the type of player he is. He loves being able to control the troops whenever he's being kind of told what to do. That's sometimes you see cracks start to form, sometimes, not always. But when he's in that comfortable team and in a comfortable area personally, he can excel, and he truly can become one of the greatest players in the game.
It has never been about skill with Parasite. The thing is, there are just a lot of leaders out there, and when you put him on a team, you know, like some of these rosters I see, if you like replace a player with Parasite, he just winds up butting heads with some of these players, you know, just differences on how they exactly want to approach it and play the game, which is exactly why he needs these new players to listen to him.
If he gets a second ring, I don't think he's going to give a damn about what anyone
says.
Oh,
absolutely not.
For sure. Very, very close. I mean, you look at the run, you take down Team EnVyUs here, you're going to get a ton of momentum. You'll be in a winner's bracket semi-final. A winner semi. Ghost Gaming with it all to play for. Team EnVyUs are down, but by no means out. We head over to a London Docks search and destroy. It's going to be GodRx with the sniper rifle. Ghost on the attacking side. GodRx looking for the cross.
And this is free information gained from Ghost. They haven't seen anybody cross over towards the A-bomb site. Does see the top of the hat from Hoop there, but still they know nobody's at least controlling the window, entering in towards Doc. So I think Ghost Gaming, they might be preparing for a wrap here. GodRx is going to reposition with the sniper, still trying to scope things out. As we're around 30 seconds into the round, no kills made just yet.
And he needs to be careful because he did just give up that line of sight for a few moments, so lack of information, and that's why he's a little concerned about Tinnen, rightfully so. Hook has rotated across, Decimate's got to peek one more time, and GodRx not finding the luck with the sniper just yet. Still waiting for first blood to come through in the round. 50 seconds still to be played. Hook, is he going to get caught out here?
Sees him.
GodRx watches him cross one more time. Wisely plays his life, but so far Ghost, it seems as if they are going for that play for a pick play style, and it hasn't worked so far.
Well, they're the ones that get picked. As Decimate finds first blood, they're on the Parasite, but maybe they're just trying to feel out their opponent, seeing what positions they like to play and how they like to approach at least the initial defensive setup here on London Docks, but they don't have a lot of time remaining. Only 20 seconds left on the clock. They haven't really committed to one bomb site just yet, but Classic, he's going to get caught out as Panda responds from the first blood earlier from Envy. The sniper close gets that hit marker, but he gets cleaned up. Meanwhile, it's Ghost Gaming pressing on towards this B bomb site, looking to get the objective down, and look at where all these members from Envy are fighting from. Are they really all going to try to push through gate together?
You hate to see the hit marker, but to your point, if you want a single file through mid-map, I'm sure Lacefield would be very, very happy about it, but of course they have to respect their flanks. They have no idea. Panda puts himself in a good position now. Trigger Discipline could be everything. One, can he find a second? Oh! Connects with it through the smoke, and I believe he got the information on Decimate. Lacefield should know it. 22 seconds left. Lace slowly but surely making his way up towards Bombman. Is he gonna get the defuse? Ooh, it was close. It was real close, but Lacefield connects with the kill.
I mean, the issue there from Envy is what the hell was that retake? Sure, you have a smoke grenade to deploy some instant cover, but you can't single file through the gate alley like that. Yeah. Panda, sure, maybe he gets, you know, a little bit lucky with the kill through the smoke there, but still, you're just lining up for him. Had Envy maybe sent one player back through fire, or even back through beer, just to open up that extra angle and play off of the smoke, they had time to set it up, but it just wasn't there. Ghost Gaming, despite being down in the man count, they find a way to win the round.
1-0 Ghosts. Now they go onto the defensive side. Envy on the attack here in London Docks. We'll see what their game plan is going to be off the start. Well, going mid-map. GodRx still has a sniper out, but you've got to respect Chino's sniper as well. Both players just going to try and hunt each other down throughout this search and destroy. But Chino wraps over towards the B site now. Panda could be in a little bit of trouble. How's the support of Parasite deep on that B street?
We saw the class setup from Chino. Mountain energetic, so any grenades thrown his way will have some sort of impact. Yep. So once again, it's Ghost Gaming spreading out on the map. Panda, he's in a bit of a sneaky position, but it's also pretty common to play this area. We'll spot Chino. There's first blood in the round. Moves over towards the bomb, make it two here for Panda to open things up, and now he has to look out for the flank. As Decimate found the kill on the Parasite, you see the immediate rotation coming down the final two players from Ghost Gaming, but Panda gets called out, and now it's down to a 2v2.
The problem was he didn't have that support as quickly as he would have liked, and he was left stuck between a rock and a hard place. Now 2v2. And bear in mind, GodRx does have that sniper rifle, so this could be a little tricky. He was hitting some shots. He got a hit marker, of course, in the last round. Can they try and get that defuse? Give himself the 2-round cushion. Well, that's going to help. Decimate falls. Hook stuck in a corner, but we saw Hook get a 1v3 yesterday.
Does Lacefield know? Does Lacefield know that he's here? Hook trapped in the corner a little bit. He's going to peek out, spots him, and Lacefield, 2 kills at the end of that round to propel Ghost Gaming to a 2-0 lead. And take a look at his streak progression. 500 out of 700 points, so he gets the defuse. That's plus 150 points. He'll only be 50 away. That's half an assist.
And of course, the key is all of Envy dead watching his screen. They now know that as well. So they're going to be extra vigilant. You may even see maybe a few more mountain classes coming out just to preempt the fact that he could get a glide bomb and use it in that same round. Yeah, exactly that. We've seen it time and time again. We'll see how Envy decide to approach these upcoming rounds, but it's a slow start for them in this search and destroy map. Right now, it's just Hook and Decimate with kills. Decimate with 4 leading the team. Meanwhile, it's Lacefield. 3 kills, bomb plant, bomb defuse. Leads him to have 650 total points. And again, you see the way GodRx is watching that cross. Doesn't want to put himself in a crazy position. Just wants to get the information. A smoke was actually thrown mid-map. That's allowed Lacefield to get a ton of map control, and GodRx isn't going to miss that. Lacefield does get the pick. That's going to be the glide bomb. To be honest, you don't have to invest it here. It's a 4v2 situation. You should be able to simply out-trade as Parasite somehow escapes with his life. Decimate, good challenge, but Lacefield's in a great position just to bait out.
Ready and waiting, right around the corner. You see him setting up, and he's immediately going to pounce as Decimate gives up his position. Panda finds skill in the classic, and Lacefield cleans up the final one, and already Ghost Gaming building a comfortable lead plus streaks.
And this was my point about Ghost Gaming. If they can take their hard points, they're going to be a formidable force here in the nationwide arena because their search and destroy has been great. Again, yet to lose a CTF all event long. They've been flawless in that game mode. Now all of a sudden you have streaks, and he does of course have the 3rd tier streak selected, so he learned from his mistakes in that map number 1. EnVy fighting an uphill battle, but again, you have to give them some credit because they were in the same situation yesterday against FaZe Clan, and they managed to mount a comeback.
Plus, look, it's me and you, Cass, and we know we're going to game 5. It's just
say it every time.
Just a matter of how we get there. Well, if I keep saying it, it winds up being true. But Slacefield, the man of the hour, 5 kills in a row for him, fully streaked out, and this is going to impact how EnVy approach these offensive rounds. And Mountain, no. How do you not throw a Mountain? Bye-bye, Chino. Like, you know he was fully streaked out. He hasn't died. You could just pop up the scoreboard and see exactly how much score he really has.
However, Classic has managed to push all the way deep into Ghost Gaming's space. Godorex has fallen. They know they have him dead to rights. Parasite's gonna have to be careful today. Lakefield gets tagged up. This could be huge for Classic. That's 3 for him. Panda, 1v3, and it's Classic that makes the difference here in the search and destroy. Bomb planted though, and honestly, Panda shouldn't really.
He should go jump off the map, 100%. He has no progression towards streaks. You don't want that bomb to blow up. And this is a near impossible situation with 30 seconds remaining. I think, yeah, you just hold the L, hop off into the water.
It looked as if he was potentially just trying to hunt Classic out, knowing that he got 3 kills this round. Panda, go for a swim. There you go. No points, or no extra points, that is, given across to Team EnVyUs unnecessarily. A 1v3 with bomb down without that much information is a very, very tough clutch to try and get.
And that's a huge round for EnVy to win. Not only do they stop the bleeding, as Ghost Gaming started off with 3 rounds, 1 in a row, at least you burned the glide bomb as well. So now thinking ahead towards future rounds, it's just 1 less streak they have to worry about.
And it's worth mentioning how Classic actually got there. Using Mountain, right? His other teammates don't. It distracts the glide bomb long enough where he actually sneaks all the way through. No call out comes out because they don't have the information. And then essentially 3 kills from Classic is the swing of the round. They get their first round in the search and destroy. Can they try and build upon that? Get a little bit more momentum? Again, GodRx watching that cross over towards the A site as he has all game long. At some point, if you're GodRx, you have to say, guys, they're not stacking A site. They haven't done it any of the attacking rounds we've had. We should just fly at it, force it, and get that bomb down.
Yeah, they could definitely at least get some early positioning there. Maybe they're worried about maybe if Chino's, sniping it out as well. But Hook, he might find the opening here. A player, Pander, trying to back up through underground, and Hook makes him pay for it. So despite these streaks being in favor of Ghost Gaming, they even use the artillery barrage middle map. At least Parasite evens up the man count by taking out Decimate. But the reason I think they called there is because they stunned up Hook early on, so they thought maybe he's playing like outside B or somewhere around Statue. But still, that artillery barrage doesn't get anything done. Artillery barrage, you just use it on a bomb site. Exactly. Offense or defense, like, way better ways to use that streak.
Classic, or Lacefield has to push up towards the bomb. There's going to be 2 players there. Tags up the first. Classic, just a classic bait and switch, if you will. Parasite, your turn for a 1v3. Bomb is in probably the worst position you could ask for. And, well, we said their issue was closing out hard points. Now all of a sudden from a 3-0 lead.
What the hell are Ghost Gaming doing right now, man? Like,
3-2.
what are these streaks usage? Like, how are they approaching these offensive rounds? It seems like as soon as they earn those streaks, like, they just drastically change up their play style. And you can see how reserved, like, they're so afraid to, like, peek out on the map and actually take these fights. Like, the advantage of having these streaks is, like, you don't actually have to use them because it forces these class changes out of EnVy, right? You already saw Hook, he got stunned up mid-map because he had to swap over to that Mountain Division. It slows them up drastically on the map, and Ghost Gaming just aren't taking advantage of the situation. But EnVy, all credit due to them. They've weathered the storm 2 rounds in a row for them, and you've burned 2 streaks, and now you have Classic building on streaks of his own.
That's the key. And Classic with bomb, by the way, is able to maybe earn himself a glide bomb. All of a sudden, this 3-0 deficit has been completely nullified. Tied up back to square 1. As utility being thrown out by Team EnVyUs. Will they be able to catch anything? And you see the rotation come through now. Bomb is being planted. Bear that in mind. And all of a sudden, 25 points will do! Classic gets himself into the corner. He will survive and keep that streak alive. I believe Parasite may have actually spotted it, but now we're going to see the fighter pilot invested in Classic could be in a whole different world of pain. Somehow, absolutely nothing earned from the fighter pilot. And now Classic, I mean, there's a tier 1 streak. Free Fire somehow still alive. GodRx tries for the reach out, connects with it. Hook 1v3, Hook 1v2, spots GodRx, knows the place right for the left side. Hook for another 1v3 here at the World Championships in 2018.
He's still alive!
He's still alive! Hook!
That's
majestic! 7 seconds! He's done it! I'm not sure how, but bleeds enough time off the clock where Team EnVyUs are gonna tie things up 3 rounds apiece. Unreal from that young man.
Hook does it again, had a 1v3 against FaZe yesterday and does it again here against Ghost Gaming. And just to reiterate what I said last round, what the hell are Ghost Gaming doing, man? 3 rounds in a row. They had 3 streaks to use, and what poor usage of streaks were those? I mean, the fighter pilot, poor angle, doesn't find anything, sure information gained, but still you have Hook, the last one alive, just running in circles around the map, winning the merry-go race. As now EnVy, they've tied the game up.
Now, it seems as what I called last round is going to be Ghost Gaming's plan of attack. Fly at that A site, throw a smoke out, get full control, get that bomb down, but this is the problem that you called, Revan. Chino, with that sniper rifle, will find first blood. Ghost Gaming now could be pinned as they look to try and level the man count. A couple of shots going down, nothing just yet. Classic does have that glide bomb, Revan. Could invest it if he wants to.
Yep, absolutely. But he doesn't need it. He's got the STG to take it through for Classic.
Lord.
What a way for EnVy to open up this round, and now it's all down to Lacefield. He had a great start to this game, but severely slowing down towards the end, as now that's 4 rounds won in a row for EnVy. Way to respond from the start from Ghost Gaming.
EnVy getting some momentum, that's for sure. Chino, the pistol switch, tags Lacefield up, connects with the kill. No one from EnVy falling, and the very real momentum shift has occurred. And you pointed out the streak usage. Very, very poor from Ghost Gaming. And that's really been
the least.
But that's been the swing, right? When you have such utility, you could use it just aggressively. To your point, use an artillery barrage on a bomb after you plant it.
I mean, I will say the glide bomb wasn't bad. At least that finds a kill. But the artillery barrage, like, come on, why you just blind drop it down? Unless you're replays, you can't really make that play happen.
Right.
And then the fire pilot just doesn't get anything done. It was a poor angle to try to retake that B bomb site. But still, all eyes on Classic. He's 8-4, leading the EnVy team, still with that glide bomb.
And Ghost Gaming have to stop the bleeding here in rounds. They simply must tie this game up. Glide bomb invested. Is he going to find anything? No, absolutely nothing. So still 4v4 this round. Time ticking for Team EnVyUs on the attacking side, but Classic with a great game thus far. 8-4. Let's look at Parasite, the guy that we said, the experienced player. 1-6. Definitely not the search we would have wanted, as Lacefield does get tagged up, forced to back away, and maybe the rotation, and Parasite's going to get the information with the sniper.
At least spots one on the cross. That's going to be Chino. Lacefield maybe a window battle here. Parasite still trying to scope things out. Nade does connect there onto Hook, but it's EnVy now approaching over towards that A bomb site. Got her exits, even further information, so now the rotation should be full here. But take a look at Decimate. Decimate's about to make a late round, potentially winning play here for EnVy. He spots all the players over towards Sox. Make it one. Can he find any more? Yes, he can. Shuts down Lacefield, going for the third, but he gets shut down from behind. But the damage, it's well been done. It's all down to Panda. A 1v3 situation for him, as EnVy, they're looking to put themselves on map point.
And it's too easy from EnVy. It's simply too easy. Decimate just pushes straight through, spots all 3 players fighting over towards that site, and from there, the round just completely swings up. You can't leave those gaps there if you're Ghost Gaming. You got to make sure that you have your setup completely covered. Panda, 1v3, 25 seconds. Yep. It's going to be forced to go for yet another swim the second time this game.
Absolutely. It's not worth allowing that bomb to blow up and feeding further score over towards the EnVy lineup. But this is 5 rounds won in a row for this EnVy lineup. And a game that started off with Ghost Gaming going up 3-0, getting fully streaked out. Yep. This is a full-on collapse that we're seeing from Ghost Gaming. It's something that we're used to seeing from them maybe in the hardpoint games. Right? You remember when they were going up against Mindfreak, but not in the Search and Destroy, not when you take a look at the leadership on this team, but still they are crumbling here against EnVy.
You hate to see it if you're a Ghost Gaming fan. 3 rounds in a row to begin, to losing 5 in a row. And we feel like Team EnVy just have Ghost Gaming figured out right now. They have their number. Everything they're doing is succeeding. As Ghost head on to attacking round once again. Bomb initially made its way over towards the B side, but you can see again, EnVy defensively, they're not worried about A at all. If they see smokes, then they'll rotate across, then they'll play for those picks. And now all of a sudden, with no pushes coming through, Parasite with a slow peek. Chino's watching that cross, and if they don't smoke this out, they're gonna get picked.
Like that.
You can't cross.
Ready, here comes another.
You know Chino's sniping. You cannot afford to cross without throwing something. Whether you nade stack him, whether you now all of a sudden you rotate back to B. What does that do? Chino is lying there watching the A cross saying, it looked like they tried to rotate. I killed him. Now they're going back towards the other side. So his teammates are like, cool, all right, we'll expect a Ghost Gaming push. This just isn't the search and destroy that you're used to seeing from Ghost Gaming.
And it's not what we saw to kick off this game, and now here comes Classic around the corner. He's got an angle to try to mow down these Ghost Gaming players with their trading kills back and forth. Panda with 2, evens up the man count, but Decimate's there for the quick trade. Now it's all down to GodRx with 20 seconds remaining. Let's see how EnVy decide to read the situation. Peeks out, spots Chino, but Chino with the snipes. 2 kills in the round for him as he shut down the A bomb site rotation by himself. Ghost Gaming so scared to cross there, and just like you were saying early in the round, they expended all of their utility to try to sell some bait over towards the B bomb site. Doesn't work out whatsoever as Ghost Gaming. It's a full-on collapse from them there in the search and destroy.
I believe one of the smokes actually hit the rooftop above Cole. So it's not only did you waste...
He's looking up in the sky, he's like, why is there smoke up there?
You truly did waste all of your utility, and Ghost Gaming crumble in London Docks. Search and destroy. They won the first 3 rounds, but after that it was boys in blue whitewash 6 rounds straight. That means we are all tied up 1-1 here in this winner's bracket quarterfinal. Ghost Gaming, Team EnVyUs, currently tied 1-1 on the main stage here in our winners bracket quarterfinals. You win this, you progress top 6 at the event here at the Call of Duty World Championships 2018. Now though, it's going to be tricky for Team EnVyUs, of course, world champions in 2016. They go and play Ghost Gaming in a game mode that they haven't lost all event long. CTF Ghost Gaming 4-0. They've been dominant. They had a win against Red Reserve on London Docks as well. Obviously, we head over now to Ardennes Forest, but I'm a little worried for Ghost after that shaky search and destroy run.
Yeah, they absolutely have to regain after just a complete collapse from them. 6 rounds lost in a row, as once Hook gets that 1v3, you could really feel it in the room. That's where the turn of the game happened for me, but you know, even though you pointed out Ghost Gaming undefeated so far on this game mode, Envy are only 1 game behind them at 3-1.
Yeah, they're not too bad themselves, that's for sure. ScotRx going to try his hand at sniping off the break. And we'll re-spot Chino. But the one thing that does make Ghost Gaming so good at this game mode specifically is their discipline and their understanding of when to push, when to wrap back, when to overextend. A couple of key disciplines here and capture the flag, which Ghost definitely have mastered, but not the start Ghost Gaming would have wanted. 3 players go down. ScotRx, he's off spawn, has to push over towards bunker just to try and slow down this team heavy aggression, but Hook is not slowing down at all. 3 spawn Bell. This could honestly be the first flag of the game.
Absolutely. Now you see Envy, they know exactly how to approach the situation. Immediately going to cut off middle map, blocking off the rotation into ruins as well. Big kills for Classic to make here. Can he find one? Yes, as he shuts down Parasite, and that should secure the flag cap. Only 1 player here for Ghost Gaming to try to make a stop at it, and Classic's just delaying time. Peeks out, wins the engagement as Envy strike first, and now Hook is already kickstarted towards streaks, and everybody on Envy on a 2-kill spree.
Yeah, perfect start for the boys in blue. Get the first flag, again, as you mentioned, Hook close to streaks as well. 490 of 700, would have loved to have got RX there, but Classic too quick, beat him to it. First minute gone here in Ardennes Forest, and really it was one small mistake from Ghost Gaming. They fell in quick succession, and Team Envy capitalized, and you know, that's the benefit, of course, to the side of which they are attacking. If you can get that flag from bunker and back in bunker and force a battle spawn, you only need 1 player watching that overextension. It can be very, very easy.
And look, that's just the nature of the game mode. You make one mistake is all it takes out on the map, and it could put your team in a world of pain. And Ghost Gaming, the mistakes they're making is they're just not killing anybody. Just 4 total kills now for the team as Parasite finds a decimate there. But still, Hook, he's just looking to roam around the map, right? This is the preferred angle for Ghost Gaming to attack in over towards the Envy base. So he knows that there's going to be action coming his way. Speaking of action, there goes 2 players. They swarm it on Hook, shut him down from streaks. Still, you got to get past Classic. Here's the showstopper in Search and Destroy and turn up here in the CTF.
Obviously, Ghost would have loved to have been able to push through, get forward down and get a flag, but stopping Hook from getting streaks equally is important here in Ardennes Forest. The problem, Classic now, as you mentioned, the showstopper in Search, he is starting to heat up a little bit. 6-2, 3 streak, 4 streak. Wonderful stuff from him, and ScotRx could be in some trouble here in bunker as Classic wants to push forward, but it was Lacefield watching the cross from Fire Alley, but Hook was going all the way around through Bell. Someone spawns directly behind him. Panda has to get that pick, does so immediately off spawn. Chino inside bunker can try and keep the push alive here for Envy, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to be quick enough.
Yeah, Hook was definitely not anticipating that spawn to come right behind him over towards back barrel as he just cleared out that lane. Unfortunate stuff there for Envy, as now that's maybe going to thwart their offensive push here that they're trying to stop. 3 players over towards bunker, and Hook about to pop up off respawn.
See, that's the problem. If you push through Bell side and you don't time it properly in terms of spawns, players will spawn directly behind you because you're putting pressure on bunker. It's like now been pulled by ScotRx. Took him a couple of attempts as Panda defensively finds himself a double. Can he find 3? No. Hook with the stop, and now a 1v1 on the flag. Parasite cleans him up. ScotRx, is he through?
Yeah.
Classic, no extra utility. I'm gonna have to give that one up. Maybe.
No instincts, he gets stunned up. The angle here momentarily for Classic with the AR, peppers in some shots, but that flag cap will go in for Ghost Gaming as they tie the game up. Now it's gonna be ScotRx. Kick-started towards streaks. No kills made with that flag in hand, unfortunately, but at least he has the points from capturing the flag.
Good stun from Classic. Shame he just couldn't have that angle a little bit longer, but realistically, he's the only player from Envy there. He would have had to kill all 4 players. It would have been a miraculous play. Odds definitely not with him that time, but Ghost Gaming do, as you mentioned, tie things up. 1 flag apiece, a minute 30 still to go here in the first half of Ardennes Forest capture the flag as ScotRx now left in Fire Rally, waiting for a potential push. He does have the support of Lacefield there with him. Lacefield should be good to clean up that gunfight. I say that, but no, Classic actually wins it. ScotRx is looking for the trade, free fire, but the challenge didn't come through. Finally, he gets it, and again, so close to streaks, it isn't going to work out in his favor. Chino has gone for a similar Bell push, and the same thing maybe happen here if he isn't careful. Lacefield is going to turn around, he puts some shots in, makes it an easy pick there for Panda. The assist from Lace. if you're EnVy, you've tried that twice now, it hasn't worked. You want to push straight through bunker. You almost want them to spawn Bell and just have one person watch the AoE.
Yeah, it's a timing thing for them, right? As you're making that push in through Bell side, right? You have to count like 7.5 seconds, and you got to make sure that you time that respawn properly. And the big thing here for Ghost Gaming, as EnVy try to do this again,
it's gonna
is to not make sure that they don't give up bunker control. At least that allows them to make a defensive hold at their flag.
Classic should fall here. Finally, Panda peeks him, 30 seconds left. EnVy really with Chino, the only player in a position to try and make something happen aggressively for Ghost Gaming. I don't think they really have much hope. It's more about preventing an extra flagpole here for EnVy in the latter parts of this first half. Do EnVy even want to go for it?
Why not?
I mean, Chino has been waiting so patiently for a little bit of support. GodRx puts big on Decimate. Classic springs into life with GodRx. There's one. Can he find the second? No, not going to happen. Lacefield with a double. That stops the EnVy push. We're going into halftime, all tied up, one flag apiece.
Yeah, and Ghost Gaming looking to rebound after that map 2 loss against EnVy, but we know that both these teams pretty resilient in their own right. Ghost Gaming, they get that cap to tie things up, and then they just weather the EnVy attack there in the final seconds. We'll see if things play out a little bit differently entering the second half, as Lacefield went on a bit of a spree there to end things, and he was the guy that heated up at the beginning of the search and destroy. Ended it a little bit quiet, but let's see if he can keep this spree going.
I think the key here for Ghost Gaming as well, going into this side, they didn't give away any streaks.
Yeah.
EnVy have no extra utility here, so that's kind of a benefit. Plus the game, of course, is tied. If Lacefield can earn some of those streaks himself, all of a sudden this becomes extremely manageable for Ghost Gaming.
And here you go, kicking off the second half.
Oh no.
It's a bit of a botched
to see
stun
that.
grenade, but no harm, no foul. Peeks out middle map, does spot Hook over towards the fire rally as GodRx finds the kill onto Classic. They're looking to open up both lanes on the map here. It's stacking 2 over towards Ruins, 2 over towards Cabin. Let's see if they can find a hole and punch a hole through the EnVy defense. Lacefield not making his way through Bell. We've seen EnVy try to do this so often throughout the first half. Lacefield, he gets cut down. EnVy looking to stabilize and maybe establish some map control.
I mean, if Decimate isn't missing, trying to go through that Bell side is going to be very tough, and you can see Decimate now with full control of Ruins. If anyone from Ghost Gaming wants to come through, they're going to have a very tricky gunfight. You need to almost see stacked utility sent over towards Decimate just to get rid of him from that power position. Parasite, of course, is over towards Cabin Wall, lands a couple of shots on Hook. And realistically, the longer Decimate stays there, the harder this is going to be for Ghost Gaming. But there's that utility stack that I wanted to see. They get rid of Decimate, 3 players full. Can Ghost now spring into life? 1 player up, it's going to be Classic. Classic goes down. I don't think they're going to be close enough just yet, but this is that second wave of kills we always refer to and capture the flag.
Maybe they can get a bunker in enough time to force the other EnVy players to spawn over towards Bell, and that's exactly what's happening. It's down to Decimate here with the immediate angle onto the flag. Kills now being made as Chino with the crossfire established here, but Parasite with the quick peek. Now it's going to be Classic to follow this up with the flag. It's been pulled. It's inside bunker, and Pander's getting away free.
The problem here, though, is going to be Hook pushing through mid-map. Is he going to be able to get the shots on? Parasite will go down. Hook with a pick on the nade. There's 1 player. It's going to be Lacefield. Lacefield free fire. The flag did just barely get returned, and now it's a counter-attack opportunity for Team EnVyUs. They should be good. Panda left to try and defend the Ghost Gaming flag. Parasite able to find Hook. There's still 2 players from EnVy, though, causing some problems. Panda recognizes it. The convergence now on towards the flag. Panda last man alive. Once again, Decimate tagged up. Flag has been pulled. Flag surely away. However, no one's watching the overextension. Parasite can go.
This is a moment of opportunity on the overextension for Ghost Gaming to maybe find some footing over towards the EnVy base, but now Chino's there. He picks up the kill, and EnVy should be good to put in this second flag cap. Huki finds 2 kills off the back of that. Classic with the flag cap. He's got progression towards the glide bomb and further streaks.
And Parasite was so unlucky because he expected someone to actually be watching that overextension. There was no one there. If he'd have just gone, of course he probably would have made it towards bunker, but you have to check. He's expecting that gunfight. Just a little unfortunate there based off timings. 2.5 minutes still to go here in the second side of Ardennes Forest capture the flag, and it is Team EnVy with a 1 flag lead. Classic again, close to some streaks. Realistically, just came from a counter-attacking opportunity. It was Ghost Gaming that had Team EnVy right where they wanted. And again, to reiterate, Ghost, they have not lost to capture the flag here at the World Championships.
And Lacefield, he doesn't have many kills in this game, but that's an impactful one on the Classic. Stopping on a streak. Nice shot there from Panda as well, as he picks off Hook over towards the back cabin. As Ghost Gaming, they've bought themselves a little bit of breathing room now. They could safely push at least out of their spawn and look to control over towards cabin, maybe eventually push up towards Ruins, as they look to open up the map. But still, it's only a 1 flag lead for EnVy. Not the most comfortable lead at that, so Ghost Gaming, they still have a lot of time to work with.
And again, the key here, they don't have to worry about that any extra utility, no streaks. They've been very, very efficient at making sure they get the key gunfights. As they be careful over towards Ruins. It was Hook that managed to win that engagement against GodRx, and as well as Ghost Gaming have done at controlling cabin wall, The rest of the map, it's been a bit of a struggle so far. As EnVy to maybe go for the final dagger here in Ardennes Forest. One more push coming through the ruin side of the map where they really have struggled to control. 2 players go down. GodRx has to make the play. Finds the first. Now it's about buying time for his teammates off spawn. Not going to be able to find the second. Lacefield does just connect, but barely. Needs to be careful that the flag isn't just instantly pulled as it was moments ago. Decimate confirmed kill. Flag. Ooh, I thought for a minute was going to get away, but the nade, enough to secure the kill.
Yeah, swap it to the machine pistol. Now the tables are turning a little bit. It's Parasite pushing forward, establishing forward control here for Ghost Gaming as they're looking to set up an offensive attack, and they don't have a lot of time to work with now. Just 50 seconds remaining, and each kill EnVy get is just going to set Ghost Gaming further and further back, and there's one of the Parasite. That shuts down middle map control here for Ghost. But one player around the corner here for Decimate. That's going to be GodRx now looking to pounce in and pitch in from the back.
You have to go, though, if you're Ghost Gaming. They may actually decide to wait for Parasite to get a little bit of map control, go for one final push.
Right, here come the bell spawns.
A touch will be enough to extend it another 60 seconds, but again, the bell spawn, which has haunted both teams on this side, comes through again. 27 seconds left. Kills are massive for Ghost Gaming. They cannot afford to die whatsoever. They need to push through. They need to get booger control, but the flank comes in from Decimate. Parasite not expecting it. Decimate with the double. 15 seconds left. You have to fly up the map now if you're Ghost Gaming.
Yep, desperation time, desperation mode here for Ghost Gaming. You can't afford any blunders from here on out. 5 seconds remaining. You have to get a touch on that flag to try to extend the stoppage time, and those kills coming in on the defensive end is going to secure the victory for Team EnVyUs as they take the lead 2-1 over Ghost Gaming.
And they give Ghost Gaming their first loss and capture the flag here at the Call of Duty World Championships 2018. EnVy, they didn't have to do it reverse sweep this time. They go 2-1 up, heading over to a hardpoint. I believe it's going to be London Docks. Game 4. Is this one going to be forced to that Game 5 search and destroy Valkyrie? What has Ghost Gaming got left to show us here in this winner's bracket quarterfinal? From EnVy, though, good composure in the CTF. You love to see it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Following up from that previous search and destroy, and just to remind you guys, EnVy won 6 rounds in a row in the search and destroy. I still can't get over that. Ghost Gaming start off up 3-0 with full streaks, and then they still find a way to lose the game. Maybe they're still going to regain and kind of refocus coming to this next hardpoint, but they're running out of mistakes to make.
You really are. Now, you lose this next map, you fall into the loser's bracket. We obviously saw at the start of the day just how scary that loser's bracket is. Some big teams in there, some big teams already eliminated as well, let's not forget. But here's how the series has gone so far. 250-223, the hardpoint Ardennes Forest, the 6-3 Docks, as you mentioned, having been 6 rounds in a row. And then, of course, that final CTF, a fragile 2-1 win. But now, as we said, a London Docks hardpoint to see whether we can go to a Game 5 here, or if EnVy can close this one out 3-1 and book their ticket into the winner's bracket semifinal.
And the player I'm looking out for on the side of Ghost Gaming has to be Lacefield coming to this next map. You saw how explosive he was in the first 2 games for this Ghost Gaming lineup. Didn't have the biggest impact in the previous CTF, and when we talk about the presence, the pressure that he brings to this map as an aggro SMG player, it's really second to none. We've seen it time and time again from this guy, and he has to turn up coming into this next map. Ghost Gaming trying to find a way to stay alive in this series and force that final game.
Looking a little frustrated there, to be completely honest. Meanwhile, cool, calm, and collected over on the Team EnVyUs squad. Fist bumps all around. It's an indication, of course, that the map is loading up. This is their chance to really turn around a pretty poor year, or inconsistent year, I think it's better to say. Of course, for Ghost Gaming, they didn't make it in towards the Pro League. They weren't in Stage 2, of course, but you look at Team EnVyUs, they failed to qualify for playoffs. It's been pretty tough, but here, a quick glance at our top 5 leaderboard for hardpoint. That man Formal, a 1.46, and that's a very, very familiar number to something Maven has been talking so much about. And interesting to note, Lacefield, number 2, a 1.36. Chino just a little bit further down there in 4th place, a 1.32. The 2 players you have to keep your eye out for there. But it is ironic that man Formal sitting at the top of that leaderboard. Maven's been preaching it come champs time, beaming. And Formal isn't disappointed.
Yeah, he's been tweeting it time and time again. That's the motto coming into today. But you saw Lacefield versus Chino, the top 2 hardpoint KDs for their respective teams on this matchup. We'll see if they could turn up here. And I would say as an SMG player, it's a little bit tougher to maintain that high KD ratio. Agreed. You just get so many more interactions and you're forced to kind of initiate these fights. But here you go. Ghost Gaming fighting to stay alive in the series as EnVy look to close it out 3-1 against Ghost Gaming. It's London Docks hardpoint.
The first hardpoint was an absolute nail-biter. Will the second one disappoint, or will we have a similar conclusion as we start off on board with Classic? A few early gunfights won by Ghost Gaming as they try and secure some early time onto Statue. Parasite will be able to do that. He's currently in the hill. Classic waiting for the pitch to come through and successfully finds it. However, it was Lacefield with a double. Keep your eye on Parasite, of course. He is in the hill. 2 kills to his name, but never mind. Classic, make short work.
And every time we talk about this middle statue hardpoint, it's all about controlling the water side of the map. Just being able to establish control of these staircases, you set the crossfires, the other team starts to push in from the gate alley, and it gives you a clear pathway to play for spawns for the upcoming hardpoint as you wrap around through the crane side of the map. Still super early on this game. Right now, both teams are just making sure on the side of Ghost Gaming, you don't want the spawns to flip. On the side of EnVy, now they're going to try to fight through the front side of the upcoming hardpoint.
Well, that'll do it for Ghost Gaming. Panda with a double, almost the triple. Will ensure Team EnVyUs spawning a little further away as Ghost Gaming have that back spawn for Main Street. They pick up the scrap time here from Statue. You just really want to see if you're a Ghost Gaming fan, then pick up a ton of time here on Main Street. Do not allow EnVyUs to break. Try and dig EnVy down into a deep, deep hole as early as you can. And if Parasite is able to watch this cross effectively and maybe get himself a streak or two, definitely puts him in a great position to able to use those in later rotations. Got RX with 1 pre-fires, connects with a couple of shots onto Chino. No kill just yet. Still 35 seconds left on Main Street.
And Parasite actually pushed to the gate alley. He's here, forward position over towards where that B bomb site is located. He's able to find one, but he gets cleaned up. So talk about streaks, he doesn't earn any. Meanwhile, got RX is looking to replace where Parasite left off. Fills in that position, finds some kills, and now EnVy, it's all about the rotation for them. They're going to allow Hoop to try to play for the scrap time as he falls. Now it's going to be Ghost Gaming. They have some real position here, trying to spoil the rotation for EnVy.
They win this rotation as well. EnVy's going to be in a whole different world of pain. Lacefield wants to go for the challenge. Lacefield with a double. Lacefield almost with the triple. Got RX looking to spring into life to go for the trade. Not going to happen. Classic. Nicely done. Just jumped down, almost kind of baited that gunfight out a little bit. And what was a scary few moments there for Team EnVyUs, Revan, ultimately may give them a chance to turn the tides. It's Classic 200 points away from the first streak.
No, I'll say it. Classic has had a phenomenal series against Ghost Gaming, just 1 kill away from those streaks there. And we haven't really seen this Classic all year long, but at the biggest run of the year, this guy's shown up. And right now, he's leading his team by far in the slaying category, trying to keep them alive in this map. Only 30-point deficit that they currently face, and they currently have control of the hard point as well. So EnVy's still in a fine position so far.
And this is big, big time for them. It nullifies all the hard work Ghost Gaming did on Statue, controlling the spawns on Main Street, really taking control of the game. In the blink of an eye, it's gone. Team EnVyUs back in this one, and more importantly, that the spawn battle here that's going to occur for barrels is really going to be key. EnVy with a useless spawn. Are they going to have to rotate all the way through the coal side? Yes, they will. The final 10 seconds does go back up towards Ghost Gaming, but it's this kill, which could shape the tide of this hardpoint. Classic wins it. Where does that play from Ghost spawn? It was Panda. Didn't watch his kill cam, probably because he didn't have a teammate close enough to go for that engagement. And now Ghost Gaming are spawning out, and it's going to be Hook pushing through the backside. There's one. It's Lacefield. And the hardpoint now fully controlled by Team EnVyUs. Hook with the pistol finds the double, and you hear one very enthusiastic gentleman in the crowd.
That was me, actually, man. I'm getting hyped for Hoop there, but it was a huge kill for Classic to pick up the kick off this hardpoint here for EnVy. And you saw how he approached it as he was going through underground. You saw him actually walking to initiate the kill instead of sprinting. That's because he's got quick draw on. Quick draw doesn't work out of sprint right, so he's walking, waiting, anticipating a player to peek around the corner. Plays right into his hand as EnVy, now they had to lead this hardpoint.
Parasite, though, doesn't want to give it up just yet. No one in the hill, 20 seconds. Ghost Gaming with that Doc's Warehouse spawn. They may just have to rotate over towards Crane, see if they can get set up and fire. But the problem, look at number 6. It's Hoop already deep in Crane, waiting for those Ghost Gaming players to rotate.
Okay, and here you go. 5 seconds before this barrel building hardpoint expires. EnVy early positioning, and now they're finding kills in transition as this hardpoint's about to pop up. Hoop trying to stand on forward as EnVy, they're starting to chain kills together. Now they know exactly where ghosts are about to spawn up, trying to trap them in that back Eustace warehouse. You see the crossfire starting to get established, but the kills coming in favor here for Ghost Gaming as they pounce right on into the hardpoint. One push is all it takes for them before they establish some control.
Revan, you weren't wrong. They knew where they were coming from. They just weren't able to find the kills. Ghost Gaming brute forced their way in towards Doc's Crane. The trades have to come through here. Got RX tagged up on the right-hand side. Panda will connect with a pick on the Classic, though. 30 seconds left here on Crane. It would be big time for Ghost Gaming. Would essentially put them back into the lead here on London Docks.
Yeah, exactly that. Still, typically on Doc's Crane, it's usually like a very contested hardpoint, at least as of late, because off the spawn from waterside, even from the Eustace warehouse, you can just toss a grenade in. And these guys know the nade spots right now. It's nearly a year into the game. But as it stands, EnVy with around that 20-point lead. Ghost Gaming looking to lock down the remainder of this scrap time. And keep in mind, as you approach the statue side hardpoint, just like I said when it came around the first time around to start this map off, you want to control the water side. Establish that crossfire and try to force the other team to push on it and single file through that gate alley if you can just mow them down.
Nice shots for Panda. Connects with a double, long range with the sub. Chino and Classic both will fall. One play to his right-hand side. Panda's not going to expect it. Hoop with the cleanup as now into our second rotation of hills. Current score 114 to 90 in favor of Team EnVyUs. 40 seconds left on statue before we have to worry about Main Street in that rotation. It was won by Ghost Gaming in the first half, but now all of a sudden it is Envy with that favorable spawn. You can see it coming in useless with control of statue. If Ghost Gaming aren't careful here, Revan, this game is going to spiral out of control very, very quickly.
Yeah, and Envy having a 30-point lead with Decimate being 9-16, you figure it's only a matter of time before he starts to turn around, and once he starts slaying, I feel like Envy are truly going to start to run away with this game. With the scrap type, this is big here for Ghost Gaming, just closing the deficit while they try to get a head start in the rotation as well, but those are big kills for Envy to get. Keep in mind, those kills force Ghost Gaming to spawn all the way out towards the back cold side of the map, so now when we talk about breaking into the hardpoint, they have to fight right through the front.
It's going to be so tough as well, because the Ghosts have absolute zero fire control, so they're almost forced to funnel through that cold side of the map. Decimate is going to drop that.
It goes slice time at 17.
It doesn't matter though. Chino with other ideas. He connected with the hit markers there on the GodRx. GodRx prevents the triple kill coming through, and Panda with a drop shot. Hoop will also fall. Classic now though. Regain control for Team EnVyUs, but Ghost, they don't mind fighting from cold side. They're doing a very, very good job. Still one player though. It's going to be Hook for Team EnVyUs with that back plus control.
Parasite looking over his teammate inside the hardpoint, but being shot from behind. It's Chino with that extra angle coming in from the gate alley, forces Parasite to turn around, and now his teammate left all alone inside the hardpoint. He falls. Envy break on in, but Ghost Gaming, they've been able to bring the game at least a little bit, you know, towards their favor, closing that deficit. Now this rotation over towards the Doc's warehouse. GodRx just not anticipating it. It's Decimate with early positioning there for Envy. He has to stay alive. He has to maintain this forward positioning, and now he's going to have some help from Chino.
And that was a beautiful rotation from Team EnVyUs. They fight tooth and nail for the scrap time on Main Street. They get it. Now they have resources over towards Doc's warehouse. If you're Ghost, you have to turn this into a money hill. You got to do it quickly. And bear in mind, Chino also close towards some streak progression at 23-18 on a 3 streak right now. Close to that glide bomb. Classic's going to back away, wait for GodRx to push him. Envy, it seems to be clicking now here in London Docks. Everything going their way.
And here comes Chino from the back. Finds the kill, gets the glide bomb. Can he get any more? One more kill will solidify the artillery barrage as well as the fighter pilot. Assist could help out as well. There's the assist, earns himself the artillery barrage. Just 10 points away from the pilot. Players coming around the corner, but it's been a perfect hold so far from Team EnVyUs. You could really see them start to build the lead, and it's Decimate on a force speed. Just like I said, once he starts to get into the rhythm, that's when Envy start to build a significant lead.
And here's the key, with 30 seconds, Ghost Gaming say, nope, screw that, we gotta rotate. However, Hook is looking for the cutoff. If Ghost Gaming lose these fights here, they are in serious pain. Classic inside the new hill. Now a glide bomb's gonna be invested. Ghost Gaming, oh, the glide bomb doesn't actually connect with Parasite.
And Parasite gets the
alive.
kill.
Parasite did die though, and Envy still with spawns. This is a game which quite simply has spiraled out of control for Ghost Gaming. Now almost 100 points down. Decimate with a streak. The streak's raining from the sky. Boys in blue. It was a pretty inconsistent year, but all that essentially isn't going to matter as they look to close this map out and book themselves into a winner's bracket semi.
It's all about who turns up on these days and who wants it more. And right now you can see it from the Team EnVyUs lineup as they pull away by over 100 points, looking to close out this map and this series with a 3-1 victory over Ghost Gaming. It's do or die time for them. Only 20 more seconds for Envy to win.
There's just so much extra utility. All the streaks invested. Ghost can't even get close to barrels as Decimate looks to go for the final few holes. Of course, they can win it on this hard point if that kill is traded quickly enough. 2 players from Ghost in the front door. Hook looking to connect with a pick on Parasite. Envy retake control, and again, Ghost Gaming, they have to contest. There's one extra tick that could come through the contest.
There you go.
Luckily, is just enough. Envy will have to see another half.
Yeah, so we will be going over towards the dock screen. It looks like there are some Ghost Gaming members in forward position, but we have streaks to use on the side of Envy. And who were the 2 players that we were highlighting coming into this map, Benson? It was Blazefield versus Chino. They were the top hardpoint KDs coming to this one. Blazefield, -7 at 19 and 26. Chino, though, big performance from him at 31 and 21.
6 seconds is all you need for Team EnVyUs. It was Ghost Gaming that had trouble closing out hardpoints. Surely it's not Envy's turn. Chino looking for the final pick in the hardpoint, not going to connect with it, but Decimate is there. He turned things around drastically in this game. It was a very, very poor start, but of course the cushion when you have a 100-point lead this late in the game, you can afford to just rotate so early. The key here is do not feed streaks to Ghost Gaming. Ensure there is no extra utility, no extra win condition for them. 19 seconds on Doc's crane. Again, if you're Envy, you don't have to panic. You can rotate very, very early as Ghost Gaming, they're making a game out of this, just for now at least.
They're certainly making it interesting, but it's such a tough situation to be in, right? You have to win the scrap time, then win the rotation, all while denying time, going in favor of the other team. And speaking of time inside the hardpoint, take a look at Decimate real quick. 2 minutes, 56 seconds inside the hill. That's a lot of time gathered by that man.
I don't know whether to get nervous yet, Revan.
Not yet. At least one more hard point, you know, going into the main street.
Oh, big fight on the hill. Parasite though wins it. Ghost Gaming. Just like the thorn in the side. They just giving you consistent pain, not allowing you to close
Like
out
that
this game.
fly, you just can't fly away. Just
is
stay
it gonna
alive.
happen?
Ghost Gaming kill by kill, second by second. They're certainly making things interesting, and now they have Envy spawning out. They have the spot that they want to hold. It's Parasite looking for the third kill. Panda to follow up as Envy, they fall all four again.
Is it time to panic now?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not
Well,
yet.
it's getting dangerously close. Again, streaks would be massive here for Ghost Gaming on manning this comeback. Envy, 6 more seconds is all they need. They had a 150-point lead. GodRx toying and teasing with death, but all of a sudden, the Slade is coming through. 2 plays for Envy. They're spawning out. It's down to Hook to go big, but GodRx is there. Pandu's hitting a flank. However, with 3 seconds of scrap time, it's going to go to Envy. That could be massively influential, but Ghost Gaming, they have the rotation. They have to get inside that hill. The spawns are currently in their control. They have to hold the hill, though. Classic is going to find a pick, I believe, and surely Envy, they will close it out. But boy, oh boy, did that get a little too close for comfort.
Oh, absolutely, and you only figure that if Ghost played with that intensity towards the late game and brought it in at the beginning of his hard play, maybe it would have been a little bit closer, but Envy, they built themselves such a big lead early on, a big performance from Chino, and then Decimate comes alive towards the end as Envy close out the series here against Ghost Gaming, 3-1, and they secure themselves top 6.
Envy progressing through to the winners bracket semi-final here at the Call of Duty World Championships 2018. I don't think many would have had them secured top 6. And for Ghost Gaming, for them, the tournament isn't over, but they will be falling down into the shark tank that is that losers bracket. It's going to be very, very tough for them now to continue that run.